I still remember the moment my teacher looked straight at me and said, "We need to talk after class." My heart dropped. My hands shook. I knew right away I was caught. That was the day my secret blew up in my face. That was the day I learned that cheating doesn't just stay in the classroom. It follows you. I was in high school when it happened. Back then, I thought grades were everything. Everyone around me seemed smarter, faster, better. My parents always wanted me to get top marks, and I didn't want to disappoint them. At first, I tried to study harder. I stayed up late, I copied notes, I even skipped hanging out with friends. But no matter how much I studied, I still struggled. There was this one subject, math. Numbers just didn't make sense to me. I would stare at the page, and it felt like the numbers were swimming. Then one day, during a test, I looked over at the guy next to me. He was writing so fast. He always got the highest scores. My eyes landed on his paper. At first, just one answer. Then another. Before I knew it, I copied half of his sheet. When I got the test back, I scored way higher than usual. My teacher even praised me. My classmates looked surprised. My parents were so proud. That praise felt good. Too good. And that's when it started. From that day on, I began to cheat more often. I'd write tiny notes on pieces of paper and hide them in my sleeves. Sometimes, I'd sneak answers into my calculator. Other times, I would whisper with a friend during exams. It became easier. I started to believe I was smart for finding shortcuts. Each time I got away with it, I felt powerful. But deep inside, I also felt sick. I remember one night before a big exam. I couldn't sleep because of the fear. My stomach hurt, my heart raced, but the next day, I still cheated. And I kept telling myself, just one more time. After this, I'll stop. But I never stopped. It all came crashing down one afternoon. We had a surprise quiz. I panicked because I wasn't ready. I had some answers written on a small folded paper in my pocket. I thought I was being careful, but my teacher noticed I kept looking down. She walked up behind me quietly. I didn't even see her. Then she said, "Give me what's in your pocket." My whole body froze. I tried to deny it at first, but she didn't move. She just stood there, waiting. Slowly, I pulled out the paper and handed it to her. The whole class turned to look. Some laughed. Some shook their heads. I wanted to disappear. After class, she asked me to stay behind. That's when she said the words that haunted me. "You're not only hurting yourself. You're becoming someone you don't want to be." The school called my parents. I saw the disappointment on their faces. It wasn't anger, it was worse. It was shame. For weeks, people whispered about me. Some classmates stopped trusting me. Even when I did well on my own after that, they thought I was still cheating. I thought the story would end there, but it didn't. Years later, I was in college. One day, during a group project, someone suggested I take the research part because I was good at finding shortcuts. They laughed, but deep inside, I knew why they thought that. My old reputation was still following me. Even in job interviews, I sometimes felt like people could see through me, as if they knew I had cheated before. Nobody said anything, but that guilt lived inside me. And here's the worst part, because I cheated so often in school, I never really learned the basics. In college, when harder subjects came, I was lost. I struggled more than others. I had to work twice as hard just to catch up. Cheating didn't save me. It only delayed the struggle. And when the struggle came back, it was even bigger. Looking back, I realized that the hardest part wasn't getting caught. The hardest part was losing trust. Trust from my teachers, my classmates, my parents, and even myself. I had to rebuild that trust slowly. I forced myself to study honestly, even if I failed. Sometimes I did fail, but at least it was real. It took years for me to forgive myself. So when I think about cheating now, I don't just see a classroom memory. I see how it shaped my future, how it made me question myself, how it haunted me for years. If I could go back, I wouldn't cheat. Not because of fear of punishment, but because of the weight it left on me. The weight of knowing I once took the easy way out. Cheating gave me good grades for a while, but honesty gave me peace. And peace is worth more than any score. Don't forget to subscribe, and hit the thumbs button for more stories like this.